I woke up today and my phone was blowing up, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. My heart started racing a little bit. Because when you're this close, when you can feel that this team is knocking on the Super Bowl door, every single move matters. Every rumor matters. Every whisper around the league matters. And today, we got not one, but two major pieces of news that could seriously impact the Detroit Lions' future. I'm talking about moves that could change the entire identity of this defense. Moves that could either push us over the top or completely reshape how Brad Holmes approaches this offseason. And here's the thing. Both of these situations involve names that would instantly shake up the NFC if something actually happens. But it's not that simple. There's money involved, draft capital, risk, timing. And you already know this front office doesn't move recklessly. So yeah, we need to talk about this. Because if even one of these scenarios becomes real, it changes everything. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you're a real Lions fan riding with this team every single day, hit that like button and subscribe. This channel is brand new. We're pushing toward our first 600 subscribers, and we're building this the right way. Real fans, real conversations, no fake hype. If you bleed Honolulu blue, you're in the right place. All right, let's start with the first one. So the big rumor floating around right now is that the New York Giants are actually listening to trade offers for Kavon Thibido. Yeah, that Kavon Thibido. And if you've been following this team since the 2022 draft, you already know why this hits different. There were a lot of Lions fans who were completely sold on Thibido coming out of Oregon. Some people even preferred him over Aiden Hutchinson back then. It was a real debate. Now imagine this. What if we could have both? According to Connor Hughes from SNY, teams around the combine believe Thibido will eventually get dealt. That's not random Twitter noise. That's league chatter. And that's when my ears perk up. Now let's be real about who he's been. He was drafted 5th overall. As a rookie, he had 4 sacks in 14 games and even returned a fumble for a touchdown. Then in year 2, 11.5 sacks. That's legit production. But the last 2 seasons, that's where it gets complicated. In 2024, he missed 5 weeks after wrist surgery. Then this past season, he only played 10 games before suffering a shoulder injury. At the time he went down, he had just 2.5 sacks and 25 tackles. That's not what you expect from a former top 5 pick. Meanwhile, Hutchinson comes back from his injury and becomes a second-team All-Pro in 2025. That's our guy. That's the cornerstone. Over in New York, Thibido is kind of becoming the odd man out. Brian Burns is leading their pass rush. Their 2025 third overall pick, Abdul Carter, is already impressing as a rookie. And the Giants still hold the 5th pick in the 2026 draft, meaning they could grab another edge if they want. They picked up Thibido's 5th-year option worth $14.75 million, but they haven't committed long-term like we did with Hutch. And their GM Joe Schoen said at the Combine via Dan Duggan from The Athletic, "Right now, Kavon is going to be with us." He called him motivated and said you can't have enough pass rushers. But here's the thing. That doesn't sound like a hard no. And if I'm Brad Holmes, I'm at least making the call. Because this screams buy low opportunity. Holmes has never been afraid to bet on upside guys with injury history. If Thibido is healthy, he's played over 72% of snaps as a starter in his career. That's way more consistency than what we got last season from Alquadin Muhammad, who was at 41%, or Marcus Davenport, who was at 55%. Imagine a more consistent edge opposite Hutch, someone who actually forces offenses to slide protection both ways. That's when Hutch really starts feasting. That's when this defensive line becomes scary again. Now, we wouldn't be the only team interested. That could drive the price up. And you have to factor in that he'll want a new contract soon. Do you pay big money to a guy coming off injury in a down year? That's risky. We could draft someone at 17. We could go after a more proven veteran. But I'm not gonna lie, Thibido is intriguing, high upside, still young, familiar from the draft process. If it hits, it could hit big. Now, let's talk about the second piece of news. And this one? This one is wild. Former NFL GM Mike Tannenbaum from ESPN pitched the idea of the Lions trading for Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. Let that sink in. He basically said if Detroit had Hutchinson on one side and Myles Garrett on the other, with this offense, we're going to the Super Bowl. And listen, on paper, that's terrifying for the rest of the league. Garrett just won his 2nd Defensive Player of the Year award. Unanimous. He broke the single-season sack record with 23 sacks, 33 tackles for loss, absolute monster. He'll turn 31 near the end of next season, so yeah, age starts creeping into the conversation. But right now, his trade value is probably at its highest. The problem? The price. ESPN's Bill Barnwell wrote that even before this last season, he was worth a first-round pick plus more. After what he just did, the Browns could realistically ask for 2 first-rounders, 2026 and 2027, plus another meaningful asset. And considering we're picking 17 this year, and likely late again in 2027 if we keep winning, Cleveland might feel comfortable demanding that. Then there's the contract. 4 years, $160 million. He's under contract through 2030, when he'll be 35 years old. Dan Graziano basically said the idea makes sense football-wise, but the Browns don't seem eager to trade him. And even if they were, how do we afford that? Because extensions are coming. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, and Jack Campbell, all from that 2023 class, are extension eligible this spring. Laporta and Branch have to get done this year, or they hit unrestricted free agency next offseason. Gibbs and Campbell have 5th-year options for 2027, but those deals are coming too. So when Graziano says, who says no to Detroit? The salary cap. He's not wrong. As a fan, the idea of Myles Garrett in Honolulu Blue is insane. It's video game stuff. But this front office has built this team carefully. No panic spending. No mortgaging the future unless it makes real sense. So here's where I land on all this. Thibido feels like the realistic swing. Calculated risk, manageable cost, upside play. Garrett feels like the all-in nuclear button. Super Bowl window move, massive price tag, massive cap implications. Both exciting, both complicated. And this is exactly where this franchise is now. We're not rebuilding. We're not hoping to compete. We are in the window. That's why these conversations even exist. The question is, do you push the chips in now? Or trust Brad Holmes to keep building the long game? Because the Super Bowl pressure is real now. The expectations are real. And one more elite pass rusher might be the difference between almost and finally. All right, I need to hear from you. Would you trade for Thibido? Would you go crazy and swing for Myles Garrett? Or do you stay patient and draft at 17? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk it out like real fans. And if you're rocking with Lions Nation Report, make sure you like the video and subscribe. We're still a new channel trying to hit that first 600 subscribers, and we're building this community the right way. One real Lions fan at a time. We're close, family. Closer than we've ever been. Let's see what Brad Holmes does next.